Hey guys, it's Lili back again for Kill Your Stereo and The Faction. This brand new duo are about to hit the music world, and I, for one, really want you to keep a keen eye on them. Comprising of Phil and Marv comes FLOYA. Their debut single, Wonders, has launched today, and oh my word, it is delightful. Please welcome Phil and Marv.
Hi guys, nice to meet you all.
Guys, this track Wonders, it's utterly captivating. Musically, it feels like not just a blessing to my ears, but kind of to my heart and soul. How did this song come to life for both of you?
Well, actually, you know, in the previous things that we did, we made a lot of music that was a little darker in that sense. And obviously, lyrics were a little darker too, especially for me. And when we started writing together, we noticed that the songs were full of positivity and they were really uplifting. And for me, that was kind of a, well, I needed to find a new identity for my lyric writing, so to speak, that would match that uplifting energy. And it's kind of like a hymn to ourselves that we found that sound a little bit, you know, and about the, like lyrically speaking, it's about, you know, going all the way till you get to the point where you can actually reach for what you want, you know, like something that is probably fitting for a lot of people. But for us, it's like this new beginning. And I think Wonders captures that really well. It does.
I love that you say it's a new beginning, because both of you have had such profound projects in the past. How did the two of you then meet and decide to start creating together?
You want to go on this one?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my band back then, Alaska, was looking for a fill-in singer for our upcoming tour. And yeah, we had some auditions. And luckily, our producer got Phil a call and told him to audition for Alaska. We haven't met before. And yeah, Phil then came to the rehearsal room, and yeah, we started jamming, and yeah, it worked very well. And yeah, but then unfortunately COVID kicked in and the tour got canceled. So the both of us, or all of us back then, kept in touch, and yeah, we just started writing just for the fact for fun. And yeah, it worked very well. Then Alaska just yeah, broke up, and Phil and me still kept in touch, kept writing, and yeah, it worked very, very well. And yeah, so
with no ambition to begin with, because you know, we were just meeting up to have fun, to exchange ideas, because our minds work alike in a lot of ways, but we're still very different people. So the combination of that is what kept us, you know, going. And from there on out, it formed this mutual friendship of, you know, like personal interest and obviously musical interest.
Yeah,
I love that. And you touched on it a little earlier, Phil, your vocals for Time the Evaluator, you know, the lyrical content, it was quite heavy, but you have this really light and angelic voice, and it's not, I mean, I loved your album, How Fleeting, How Fragile. I listened to it so much when it came out, but it's so interesting to hear your light and angelic voice in such a different lyrical way. I wanted to know, like, how does it feel to put your voice out there again, and what does singing mean to you?
Well, let me just go way back in my life, because my first exposure to music was a live concert of Peter Gabriel's Secret World back in 1993. I watched that by then VHS 1,000 times probably, and seeing that and what he brought on stage, it was almost theatrical in a way, because he acted on stage and he had that microphone like here, and you know, the expressions were just so on point. I fell in music through that concert, and you know, from there on out, I knew I want to do that and nothing else, just that. And obviously to get a well foundational understanding of music, it's beneficial to pick up an instrument. So I started out with guitars, and yeah, I started writing songs. And at some point I was just like, man, it would be really awesome if I could actually sing. And you know, I just jumped into that. And from there on out, obviously when you start out, you're not very good. And it's just a process of am I willing to keep this going? And it is such a big part of my identity to this day, that singing is the most honest expression that I can have. So it's really dear to my heart.
Oh, I love to hear that. That's such a beautiful and in-depth explanation. Thank you so much for sharing that. Mark, I wanted to touch on you now. While watching the music video, I was quite blown away by your musical talent. To an untrained ear, you might hear the song and just think that it's really easy listening, but when you really listen to the guitar, it's quite complex and intricate. Where did this love of guitar come from for you?
Thank you very much, first of all, for the kind words. Really appreciate it. I think also very early in the days, like my parents were always watching Coldplay live shows on New Year's Eve and stuff, where all those television stations just played those full concerts on TV. And I think it started there, like being influenced by bands like U2, Coldplay, and stuff that really influenced the melodic way of playing and thinking in terms of writing guitar riffs, leads, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I always loved funk. My guitar teacher got me into blues and stuff. So I think I have like a wide range of influence that are in my guitar playing. That gives us, yeah, the sound.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I would never have guessed that funk would be kind of an influence, but now that you say that, I can kind of, I hear the track in my head and I feel that, like it makes sense.
Yeah, it's his right playing hand that always goes like this.
Yeah.
This is like
yeah. I just love playing funk on guitar. It's just, there's so much energy into it, more than in any other guitar genre, I would say.
I feel like
sometimes sorry.
I was gonna say, I feel like you can feel that, really feel that in this track for sure, the energy.
Yeah, and it also gives the music or the melodies some emotional vibe to it, because funk is like, yeah, very emotional playing for me. And I think in general funk is very emotional, but of course I think, as you said, the melodies sound at first pretty easy listening, which is good, because that's what we're trying to accomplish with the music we do. But I think what was the point I was talking about? Sorry.
like it's easy listening, but it is still really complex and intricate, like it's showing your skills, right?
Yes, it is. Sorry, I just forgot my point. I was heading to. Sorry.
It's so fine. I did want to touch on the music video as well. It's so visually gorgeous. There are some really vivid colors. It's got such a positive and playful vibe. One of my favorite details was the flowers on the drum kit. I thought that was really quite stunning. Was this video as fun to shoot as it is to watch?
Yes and no. Yeah, the thing is, we shot 3 videos in a row.
Oh, really?
There are like 2 more videos coming very soon. And yeah, since we shot them all in a row, we had like 4 days or 3 days. I can't remember. I think
it was 4 days.
4 days to finish those 3 videos. We had like 3 completely different setups, and yeah, it was just our videographer Pavel Trey, shout out to him, and just our close friends who helped us out. So it wasn't really a super professional setup and stuff. And yeah, it was tough because we didn't really sleep. We just slept like for 4 hours a day,
if even.
Yeah.
Wow.
Phil still had to leave to work in the morning, and yeah, he just came from work and then was like, "Come on, hurry up."
Yeah, it
We have
was
to
just
start.
like that.
That
It's
is
almost a week without sleep.
that
But-
is
but
commitment
anyway-
to your craft.
Yeah, but anyway, it was fun in the end, even though it destroys you for a few days, but
It was so worth it. It was so worth it.
it is.
It's
yeah.
really
So
worth
I
it.
hope that
It's worth it for us because I mean I can't wait for everyone to see it. It's so stunning and fun.
thank you.
Thank you very
That's
much.
very appreciated. Although, fun fact to the flower situation, we needed to get flowers really quickly, so we jumped into the car with our director, and he said, "Yeah, well, are we gonna get flowers?" It was a Sunday, so there were no flower shops open whatsoever. So what we did was we just jumped out of random spots with like scissors and shit, and we just we cut down everything that we found.
Oh my
Until we
gosh.
got to an abandoned like flower market that was closed by then, and there were a couple of flowers, and Marv was just cutting them down. And then at the window, there was a window opening, and there was an old lady shouting like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, just like bold, saying, "I'm cutting off and stealing flowers. What the fuck am I supposed to do?" And we just ran into the car and drove away with the flowers. So yeah, a really fun story.
Yeah, that's when we want to try making a good video without money.
That's
We're
phenomenal.
musicians.
Oh, I love that so much. It makes it even better now that that's the one thing that I really picked out from the film clip. I wanted to touch on as well. There are some big collaborators that you worked with on this track. Chris Kempe, who is listed as a co-writer and producer, and then you've worked with him in your both worked with him in your previous bands. But then you also have Robin Schmidt, who did the mastering, and he's worked with the likes of the 1975, who are one of my favorite bands ever. You meet Six, Don Broco, Biffy Clyro. What was it like to work with both of those guys?
I mean, we are friends with Chris for the longest time.
10 years, yeah.
10 years for
Plus.
you, like 9 years for me now. He's like in the area that we're living in, he's the go-to producer in every way. And obviously we always work. It's funny if you think about it, because we know him for so long, but we only know each other for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
And so we work side by side, like, giving each other the handle of the door, and never really meeting. But he's very inspiring, because he's got something going on that a lot of producers, well, I don't want to say don't have, but not in that measure.
Yeah,
He's got a lot of passion, and he really loves what he's doing. And as soon as he's invested, he's always going to go the extra mile, and that's really hard to find. So what he did was he accompanied us on a trip to Norway to figure each other out. We went there just to see if writing together would actually amount to anything. And Chris was there with us, and just throwing in creative ideas. So he's like a ghost member of this project for sure, because he has a hand in the game for sure, not only in production side, but also that's why he's listed as a co-writer in the songwriting side of things. Yeah,
that's so
he's
beautiful.
really amazing. He's really amazing.
I mean, what a fortunate thing that at the time that it needed to happen, that he was able to connect the two of you, and what's birthed from that is just so stunning.
Thank you so much.
And as for Robin Schmidt, he was mastering the last Alaska songs and Phoenix. Yeah, I'm from Alaska, so yeah, I know him for quite some time. I don't really know him personally, but yeah, we just always trust his work, and he's a great guy. He's also from Germany, so it just makes communication a lot easier. And yeah, he's just an amazing mastering engineer.
I think
I mean, every time we get mastering tracks back and Chris hears them, he's like, how did he do that? How did he get the track so loud? It's just mind-boggling, and it's mind-boggling to the both of us because we don't understand what Chris is doing, like in terms of his job. Obviously, he's very sophisticated, and if that dude is mind-boggled by the work of another, that's just mind-blowing to us.
It sounds like there's some really good foundations forming for hopefully something to propel really far forward.
It's really a big family. Shout out to Tom Byrne too. I don't know if you're familiar with Valiant Hearts, also from Australia. You are. Well, Tom and I worked on a
my whole entire job in life is dealing with bands, but for 90% of the bands that I work with are Australian, so absolutely.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Okay, yeah. Tom is also a great friend, and he always works with us on artworks and merchandise and all that. So it's really everyone that we work with, we have bonded with on a personal level, which is important to us because we're very harmonious people. And if you got friends that are at the same time really fucking talented, it makes working together just so much easier, and it's more of a family like vibe to us.
So beautiful and so important for longevity. Absolutely.
Yes, that's true.
Well, look, obviously you've only just launched, so a lot of what is coming might need to stay tight-lipped for now. So instead of me asking you, I guess, what's planned for FLOYA, I wanted to know what your hopes are for this project.
You want to tackle this?
Playing arenas everywhere in the world.
I mean, honestly, we want to go as far as we can get, and music is what we do best in our everyday lives. And it's not only a passion; it's our calling. So we're gonna do everything that we can to express ourselves and enjoy the ride, without trying to worry too much on the way. Just enjoying what we do and see where it can take us, and we won't stop pushing until we get where we want to.
Beautiful. I love the ambition, guys. I, like I said at the very start and all throughout, like this track, I found it so enjoyable from the first listen, and I felt so fortunate to be able to listen to it for quite a few days before I was able to chat with you guys. And I was sitting in my mind going, who can I send this to? Like, how do I get everyone to listen to this? So I honestly, I don't say this lightly. I really do wish for the world for this song, this project. And I hope that we see lots more of FLOYA in the future.
That's so kind. We really appreciate that.
Well, everyone listening, make sure you listen to Wonders. As I said earlier, keep your eyes on FLOYA because I think this duo are destined for greatness. Thank you so much for chatting with us, Phil and Marv. I can't wait to see what you do next.
Anytime. Thanks for having us.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
It was a blast. Yeah.
My pleasure.